Hello, beautiful. Today is day one, and we are going to start with your why. Robert Holden, the author of the book Lovability, gave me the inspiration for the following way to show you how your perception affects you. The willingness to love my body is nowhere versus the willingness to love my body is now here. And this shift in perception brings a world of difference as we begin to shift your perception of your body. And I have tried to break this down into manageable, bite-sized pieces because I know you're busy. And so I am going to keep it for less than 10 minutes a day for the next 30 days. So the first thing that we're going to do is commit to stopping all fat talk. Now, I got the idea for stopping fat talk from the Tri Delta fraternity. And they've been having Fat Talk Free Week for about a decade now. And they define fat talk as any statement that reinforces the thin ideal standard of beauty and contributes to men's and women's dissatisfaction with their bodies. I probably don't really need to explain the thin ideal, but Amber Starks defines it as having Eurocentric features, long blonde hair, skinny, long legs. You might already be aware of how toxic it is to compare yourself to this thin ideal that is only attainable for 4% of women. And even those women only get to enjoy it for a few years before they're too old to fit the ideal anymore. Fat talk is any talk that makes appearance the most important part of a person. Fat talk is complaining about your thighs being too big. Fat talk is commenting on the looks of a celebrity. Fat talk is talking about how a coworker is what they're wearing or something about an aspect of how they look. So whether you're comparing yourself by feeling better than someone because you look better than they do, or feeling worse than someone because you are heavier than them or whatever, comparison is just toxic. And comparison is part of fat talk, but fat talk encompasses making fun of what that person is wearing, like having hideous pants or not conforming to societal standards of appearance. And research has shown that as little as 3 minutes of fat talk can significantly increase body dissatisfaction. And it starts a negative cycle of self-talk, which leads to increased risk of eating disorders and even makes a person in a worse mood. And it often leads to planning that next diet. Now, I'm not promoting obesity. Instead, I want you to think about your own healthy ideal you, which is defined as how your unique body looks when you appropriately and simultaneously maximize your physical health, your mental health, and your life satisfaction. That's also from Amber Starks. Fat talk makes you fatter because hating your body makes you fatter. And they have found that researchers have found that body dissatisfaction promotes less activity and less consumption of fruits and vegetables. We don't take care of what we don't like. If you have a junker car, you'll throw your feet on the dashboard, you'll throw your garbage on the floor, you're not going to worry about spills or muddy shoes. But if you have a Ferrari, you would treat it beautifully and differently. Premium fuel, you'll wash it all the time, and you detail it, and you never would put your feet on the dash. See how when you value it, you treat it differently? So think about how you're treating yourself. Here's your journal exercise for the day. Now, these prompts are in your workbook, so you can just print the questions out and write down the answers. And I really want you to think about and notice how hating your body has held you back, and think about what life would be like if body dissatisfaction was no longer a problem. What would you like to stop doing or start doing or do more of or less of? How would you like to treat yourself and your family and your life and your friends and the whole world differently? Now, if you were totally satisfied with your body, what goals would you pursue? What activities would you like to start or maybe resume? What people, places, events, and activities and challenges would you like to start approaching rather than avoiding? What are you most hoping to get out of this challenge? We are going to incorporate gratitude into this challenge. Now, I'm going to explain the science behind it a couple days from now, But for now, I just want you to know that gratitude is part of what makes that shift in perception happen, and shift to not only become happier with your body, but happier in your whole life. Everything in your life is an expression of what's going on inside of you. Now, sometimes we pinch off the good that is coming to us, and gratitude is a way to get that hose unkinked and have more happiness into our lives. So be sure to fill out the gratitude portion of the workbook every day. Your last task is to join the Facebook group. Post your body positivity goal for this challenge. I'm going to be popping into the group a couple times a day, and I will answer your questions and give encouragement. I hope your day is as amazing as you are. I'll see you tomorrow.